Hey everyone! Well, we're here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and the MLM we will be talking about today is dōTERRA, the essential oil one. And the video we will be watching today is how much does it cost to be in dōTERRA? What do they have to spend? What can they earn? And also we get a comparison of why you should start a dōTERRA business compared to some other businesses, which I thought was very unique and different, and I like that. So what she does is she breaks down how much you can make in dōTERRA and compares it to other traditional businesses and why dōTERRA is obviously the better choice. And just as a reminder, I do have a Patreon. I upload extra content on there each week for second tier members. I also have a Poshmark closet, which also helps benefit the channel. And of course, other fun links, which are always in the description below. So with all of that said, let's get started.
Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you how much it costs to start an essential oil business. Stick around to the end and I will show you how to download an Essential Oil 101 guide that will help you get your business started. And for the best essential oil education, click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. Now this morning I was with one of my friends and she is a little interested in building a dōTERRA essential oil business. But her biggest question is, how much is it going to cost me? And I think that there's this common misconception that when you start an essential oil business, you have to invest thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into buying a bunch of product that you then can sell to your family and friends. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not how to start an essential oil business, and that's not as much as it costs to start one.
That's also not how much it costs to start usually any business. Like, of course, if you're going like brick and mortar, yes, and depending on the kind of business that you want to start, yes, but if you want to start like an Etsy shop or sell things on eBay or Poshmark like I do, shameless plug, or Macari or any of these apps that are out there, it costs less than thousands and thousands of dollars.
Joining dōTERRA and becoming a wellness advocate is simple and very cost effective. To just get a membership that allows you to be able to grow a dōTERRA business, it's $35 for the first year. The second year after that, it costs $25, plus you get a free bottle of peppermint. So it's right around $3 to renew and keep that affiliation with dōTERRA. Now, besides the $35 membership, it's highly recommended that you enroll as a wellness advocate with a kit. Now, our kits vary anywhere between $75 all the way up to $800. Now, I personally started with a kit that cost me $150. That included the membership. And in that first month, I was able to host a class, share the power of these awesome essential oils, and pay 100% for that kit. And ever since that day, I've always made enough money to cover my cost of putting in an order of 100 PV a month. Now, if you want to get paid each month, it is required that you order 100 PV, which is product value, so that you get a check from whatever sales you make.
So you have to spend $100 in dōTERRA products each month, at least $100 in order to get paid. Oh, yeah. Just what? I couldn't imagine being at, and I know this is, they'll say it's not a traditional job, I understand. But if you work at a job and before you can get your paycheck every 2 weeks, they're like, have you spent $100 in whatever it is that the company sells? And if you haven't yet, they're like, sorry, you don't get your check. I should not have to buy product for the company. If I am selling, I am out there being the salesperson for this company, selling to my friends and family, selling to just customers in general. I'm doing the work I should get my paycheck. You should not hold it in limbo until I spend $100 in the company. That's just insanity to me.
But if you decide, you know what, this month I'm not going to share essential oils, you don't get kicked out of the company or out of your spot if you don't place that 100 PV order. This is one of my favorite things about doTERRA, is that there are not any high demands about building or not building. So if you break it down and you think about it, if you were to spend $100 or PV a month on product, or let's say 150, because let's be honest, any business needs product. So let's jump right in.
I mean, yes, any business does need product, and you do need to have product on hand, maybe to like give out as samples to people and let them smell and see if they like it. But when you run your own business, you are not forced to buy from your own company, like from your own business, from your own stockpile in order to get a paycheck. Or just in traditional business, you're not forced to buy from the company in order to get a paycheck. You could work for any business, any retail business, let's say, and never buy a single product from that business, and they are still required to give you a paycheck. They do not withhold that from you.
Compare the cost of starting a doTERRA business to starting multiple other businesses. Okay, let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen with you and go through what it costs to start an essential.
Is she really going to compare doTERRA to being a dental hygienist? And why doTERRA is better, obviously.
Business compared to starting other businesses that you might be interested in. So starting a doTERRA essential oil business is cheap.
Are we seeing this correctly? Do we see this? Do you guys see this? Do we all see this? What does it look like? Do we all see it? I think we all see it. I can stop saying it. But apparently, if we all saw it, like the people in the company wouldn't be in the company. How do they, so you have to spend 100 PV. I hate saying their terms. You have to spend $100 on product in the company. Then you have to have 3 people below you, and then you get a $50 bonus, I assume. And then each person gets 3 people, and then those people get 3 people, and then those people get 3 people. Isn't that like what a certain thing sounds like? Those people to get 3 people, and then if you get those people to get 3 people, and then it's great from there. It's just so easy. It's just 3 and 3 and 3. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your mom, your brother, your best friend, your best friend, your best coworker, and your aunt. It's always just find 3 people that you know, and then get those 3 people to get 3 people that they know, and so on and so forth.
Super amazing to be a part of. The first thing you want to know is that to get a membership, it's $35, like I mentioned earlier. But to get a paycheck, you're required to spend 100 PV or product value each month.
She says that like it's a normal thing. Yeah, you're required to spend $100 each month in the company in order to get your paycheck. Why do I have to buy into the company? If I am doing the hard work of making sales for the company, they better give me my paycheck.
So what does that mean to spend 100 PV each month? If you look here at this wholesale price list, you'll see that there is a retail section, a wholesale, and a PV section. The PV basically says that it's a bottle of Arbor Vitae is $22 wholesale, and you get 20.
So basically, for every $1 that you spend on doTERRA products equals 1 PV. Of course they wouldn't give it to you at like retail cost. Like if you pay $22, you spend $22 on the wholesale price, we'll give you just the PV wholesale price. We won't give you like, round this up and you get 30 personal volume. Can't have that.
2 PV points towards the 100 that you're supposed to be spending. So if I needed to spend 100 so that I could get paid that month, I would probably put a bottle of Balance, which is right here. I would do a bottle of On Guard. Let's see here.
I would just do, this one's $100. Look at that. They want you to spend $115 and they only give you $100 in PV. And like here, like you spend $14.50, they give you 14.5. Just round it up. Like, come on, these people you're forcing them to basically buy the product. You can at least help them out a little bit. Or this one, $195, but you only get $125. Why am I not surprised that doTERRA would be greedy? But if this was me and I just needed to spend $100, I would just get a bottle of Melissa and be on my way.
That's right here. You can see. So that's 34 plus 20. Let's see, Balance is 21. So right now we are at 55 and I need some more. The reason why I chose Balance and On Guard is because those are...
Why are some of these, like, they give you less PV? It's so sneaky. It's absolutely so sneaky. I saw this one here where you spend basically $20 and they only give you 15 PV. Come on. This one here, 70, you get 40. Any 59, you get 55. God. But this one's 55 and you get 55. I don't know. Maybe it's because of how big the bottles are. This is 10 milliliter. This is 60 something. I don't know. It's really hard to like read this because it's pretty small. At least like from where I am. Like I know for you guys it may be a little bit bigger. I'm going to try to. But here it's like kind of small. So maybe it also depends on the size. But come on, you're spending... It should be based off of how much you spent, not because the bottle is smaller. It's not their fault that you put in a smaller bottle.
Oils that I tend to sample a lot of. Another great one that we like to sample is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Lemon is 11 PV, so now we're at 66. Peppermint is, let's just see here, 22. So now that we're at 88. So we need 12 or more. I would do a lavender, and that would put me right around 113-ish. So that would be everything that I would need. And those products are the ones that I actually give the most samples for. So when you're asked to spend $100 a month so that you then qualify for a paycheck, it's actually a great way to get your supplies. Now,
right, but you should just do that on your own if you want to. You shouldn't be forced to spend $100 in product. If you want to give samples, that should be something that you choose to do in your business. But of course, this makes a lot of sense now that I see this and seeing that they have to spend $100 every month just to get a paycheck. When we see those pictures of people with like their walls of essential oils, this makes a lot of sense. This is probably why, because you can only use so much essential oils in such a short amount of time. And unless you're going to buy one bottle, I mean, I guess why would you? You could buy like a few, and it's better so you can have different ones and different ones do different things. And then also the samples are a good idea, but if you don't use enough and you don't give out enough samples, you're just accumulating bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle. And then we see like the trash can ones that we have seen online. I think that was Young Living, but they're the same thing.
If you add that up over a year, let me just pull up a calculator here so that we can see. And let's say we do 125 each month, because when you spend 125 by the 15th of the month, you actually get a free product. So that is something I would highly recommend doing if I was when I did start a business, so I could build up my oil supply over a period of time. When I started with 10 essential oils. I got one kit. It was the Family Essentials kit that came with 10 oils. And that's what got me started. They were little bottles, this size bottle. And it got me going.
I don't know if she knows that she's cut off in the corner. like, because I think she zoomed in a little bit just to like be able to see better, but she wasn't sure how to like move herself down in editing, which is okay. But she's clearly trying to show like it was this size. I'm guessing it was the 5 milliliter size. So you pay what you say $150 for 10 bottles of essential oils that are 5 milliliters, because heaven forbid they give you the bigger ones.
And it's taken me to where I am today. And that's one of my favorite things about starting this business. It did not require thousands of dollars of investments. It simply required that I got a wholesale membership and bought a few oils every single month, which I wanted to do anyways to use with my family. So if I were to spend 125 times 12 months, let's just do the first year of business, we're looking at $1,500.
You can start many businesses for less than $15 that doesn't require you to be in an MLM and bother your friends and family every single day.
To start an essential oil business for the entire year. That would get you through a whole year. I want to pop over to our earning disclosure statement that shows kind of how long it takes to make what kind of money you're wanting to make. Okay, so in 2018, this is the opportunity and earnings disclosure summary. So entry level wellness advocates, and this would be people who are maybe working 5 hours or less a month or a week. We're getting on average $380 a year. Now, for working that little, that's awesome that you're earning that. But here's the thing, when you go—
Did she say working 5 hours a week, so 20 hours a month? Let's do her. Let's see. All right. So let's just say you work 20 hours a month. And she said you get $380 a year. So 20 hours a month at, we'll just go with $8 minimum wage. $160 a month. And this is, of course, before taxes, because so is the numbers that she's going to say throughout this whole video. You make— wow, you make more than having to spend in doTERRA. Shocker. I'm beyond shocked. Wow, that working a part-time job 5 hours a week is better than working for doTERRA.
To part-time and you're working 10 to 20 hours a week, look at this. The average annual part-time earnings for these ranks range from $4,281 to $10,507. That is such an amazing deal for just working part-time.
These are, I mean, you can say that you only put in 10 to 20 hours a week to make $4,000 a year. That's not fantastic, woo, wonderful, amazing, time well spent. Like, no. And we all know it's more. We all know it's way more, because you're having to find the customers. You're having to, get people underneath you in order to see these kinds of numbers. And of course, the more people, it's such an oversaturated market. It absolutely is. And they don't think that, but when you're trying to also recruit every single person that is your customer, you're creating an oversaturated market.
A couple hours each week, we're talking like 10 to 20 hours each week, and you're able to build to that level. So ordering the minimum of 125 PV per month for 12 months to start your essential oil business will cost roughly right around $1,500. Now, this chart will show us the average month it takes to create a typical income. So if you're willing to put in 10 to 20 hours a week building your doTERRA business, you'll hit the rank of elite within the first 3 months, and that will average at about $365 per month. Now, if we pull—
so it takes you 3 months to average $365 a month working, from what she says, 10 hours a week. You could work at a total part-time 10 hours a week, like let's just say on the weekends, you work 5 hours on a Saturday. Why can I not speak? Oh my goodness. 5 hours on a Saturday and 5 hours on a Sunday, and at like $10 minimum wage, that's $400 a month. so still better. And you get the whole week to do probably whatever you need to do, like, I don't know, take care of your family, go to school, whatever it is that you do, and you just work 2 shifts on the weekend. And you don't have to bother your friends and family and strangers to buy your essential oils, which sounds better. And you definitely get more out of it because you're not forced to spend money on the company's products in order to get your paycheck.
Pull our calculator back up and we take 365 times that by 12. We're looking at $4,000 a year. Let's minus our expenses, which is $1,500. Now we're at $2,800 per year. Divide that by 12. It's about $240 extra per month. Now, if you want
for the amount of work that you're putting 20 hours a weekend, you're making $250 a month. Why is that worth it? How is that worth it? That is not worth it.
Want to continue on and keep going and push more towards the next rank, which is Premier, you'll see the average that it takes to get to Premier is right around 6 months.
It's really small. Does this say enroll 15 plus people? You have to have 15 people in your downline in order to be maybe getting $250 a month. And this one says, oh, it's so small. Enroll 25 or more people and you're making $939 a month. And again, she's saying this is part-time. We know that's not true. To get 25 people to join you and to have, harp on your downline to get people to join them, that's more than 20 hours a week. Whoa, that's a lot.
Now at Premier, the average Premier is making $939 per month.
Oh, look it. So it says these two are what pays for your product. So you need to have 15 people underneath you to have your product paid for plus a teeny little bit of extra income. You could just get a part-time job and it would be so much better. It's so much better. And you could do a lot of this stuff where you can still work from home, working 20 hours a week, and make way more than $240 a week, or a month, and not have to bother a bunch of people. Wow.
If you times that by 12, you're looking at $11,000.
Yeah, again, these are just, she's making it seem like you just work 20 hours and you get this money. She's not saying how many people you need to have in your downline, how much as a group you need to sell each month in order to achieve these levels. Yeah, these numbers sound great. These numbers, when you just say numbers, that could be 112,000. It sounds great, but you're not saying what you actually have to do in order to achieve that goal. You're not saying how much you need to sell in doTERRA each month. You just are saying, hey, you have to spend $100 each month in doTERRA, but don't worry, it'll pay for itself. You're just saying numbers. You're just saying words and numbers. Because if these numbers were just this easy to achieve, I'm pretty sure not everybody would be doing it, but a lot more people would be happy to be in doTERRA and would be staying in doTERRA and would be making this kind of money, and it wouldn't be as impossible to make money in MLMs as it is if these numbers were so easy to achieve in 20 hours a week.
Per year for working part-time at home. Now, let's just divide that by 2 because we're talking about the first year of business. If you were able to do 6 months all the way up and hit Elite 3 months and then hold that Elite and then hit Premier at month 6, you're looking at, for those 6 months that you're going to hold Premier, it's about $5,600. And for the 6 months that you hold Elite, so for the 6 month that you held Elite, it's right around $2,100. So you're looking at $13,000 in 1 year just by working a slow, consistent 10, 20 hours a week and you're investing. So let's take out.
See, this is why people are always misled. They blind these people with these potential numbers. Like, look at what you could make. What are you making now? This is what you can make in 6 months, a year and a half. Like, isn't this what you want to do? This is not typical. This is extremely rare because you need 25 people or more underneath you in order to achieve what people make working part-time. Come on. And you can't just say this is a 20-hour a week, whatever. We all know that's not true. Because then when you get in, they're like, well, you're not working enough hours. You're not working, you need to work harder. This is hard work. This is, get out that notebook. Make sure to be talking to at least 10 people a day and keep in contact with your maybes and your no's. And that's more than 10 people. And, make sure to be trying to get your friends and family involved and make sure every aspect of your life is doTERRA, doTERRA, doTERRA. Be putting out pictures on Instagram all day and make sure you add to your stories 100 times because otherwise we view you as not working hard enough. Oh, you're not making this kind of money. It's because you're not working hard enough. That's what it is. Like, well, I'm putting in 20 hours a week. This is what I thought is typical. And it's like, well, you have to put in more.
Out our $1,500 that we're investing in, we're making $11,000.
You're not making that. We all know that's not true.
Done. Taking out the money that it's going to cost to put in $125 per month so that we get paid. Now, beyond that, there's so much amazing income potential. You can see from this chart that to hit silver, it takes about 18 months and you're at about $2,200 per month. Now that.
And this says, God, so small. Lead 3 people to elite. So you need to have at least 3 people in your downline who have at least 15 people in their downline each. So you need to have at least probably like 75 to 100 people-ish in your downline in order to achieve this rank is my guess.
On average, times 12 is $27,000 a year for a part-time job. Now, if you push forward and you go for about 2.5 years, you're looking at a gold income of $4,875. Times that by 12. Now you're at $58,000 a year. That's amazing. It's so empowering to know that you can stay at home, raise your children, put very little into a business, and make it produce such amazing results. Now, of course, if I were to move this calculator down a little bit, you can see that at 37 months, you have the opportunity to push to platinum. And on average, it takes about 42 months to get to diamond. And diamond.
So what is that? That's like 4 years to get to diamond. You have to have 4 people who are in the silver. And as I said, you should have at least like 75 to 100 people below you in order to achieve silver. So 400 to 500 people, probably more, in order to achieve diamond status. Working 20 hours a week, guys. Doesn't that sound so easy?
It is $16,000 a month. 16, 18. Let's times that by 12. We're at $201,000. We're going to minus our $1,500 that we're spending. So right about $200,000 for working part-time at home. It's like such a great business opportunity. Now, before I end this video, I really want to go through and show you some of the other businesses that often moms look at doing. So the first one I wanted to highlight is going to beauty school.
Yeah, go to beauty school. That's awesome.
And becoming a beautician. This is
it actually gives them, they went to school, they learned a profession. I would much rather take advice from someone who has been to beauty school than somebody who has just paid a $200 starter cost fee like in Monat, and they think that they are now acclaimed beauticians.
Awesome career choice for a lot of people, but the cost of it To attend an accredited cosmetology school will usually cost anywhere between $5,000 to $15,000.
I mean, yeah, it costs money to go to school. That's pretty accurate. But once you have that degree or you have that certificate or you have whatever it is, that's yours. And you go, you use that to get a job. You do not usually have to pay money in order to work for that job like you do in MLMs. And you are a professional at what you do. And people trust you because you went to school for that profession. You didn't just pay a starter kit cost.
$1,000 to get that accreditation. Now, if you think about that, in that amount of time, you have to be going to school full time and you're not able to really produce that income. And the cool thing about when you joined,
well, I mean, according to you, you only need to work part-time. So like I said, you work on weekends, you go to beauty school during the week, and you've made whatever that one was, it elite? You are elite status. You are compared to elite status in doTERRA, working 20 hours a week or 10 hours a week, whichever one you choose. You're in elite status and you don't have 15 people underneath you. Doesn't that sound better?
is that from day one, you are able to put that money that you earn, like you're able to earn money from day one and put that back into your business and into your bank account. Now, they didn't include in here room and board, textbooks. So you're looking at, easily $20,000 a year for room and board.
I mean, couldn't you consider your rent, room and board in your doTERRA business? You could kind of consider that.
And the cost of textbooks are $2,000 to $3,000.
I mean, what about the time wasted having to sit through all of the ridiculous calls that they make you sit through every week, sometimes multiple times a week? And it kind of is like school. I think most of the team calls and the opportunity calls and the whatever calls are free, but it is like school. You are taking time out of your day to go and learn more about the business, because you have to do is pay a starter kit fee and then you're a business owner.
So the cost of beauty school is way more than starting an essential oil business. Now, I
guess broken down like that, sure.
That when you go to beauty school, you typically will create a business that is focused around your friends. This is something that I laugh at when people are like, oh, my friends are approaching me about buying skincare or oils or like LuLaRoe, like whatever. Like, it's so funny to me because had that friend been a beautician or like doing hair, they would ask their friends, hey, next time you need your hair done, come and hit me up.
Yeah. Why would they not? Of course they would, because they are a professional at what they're doing. I don't need to be bombarded with essential oils. Most people, they need to get their hair cut. They enjoy it. Is something that is a part of what we do. Not everyone does, and that's okay, but it is what most people do. So it is a need. Essential oils, not a need. LuLaRoe, not a need. Beachbody, not a need. Monat, not a need. A need. I mean, technically, neither is getting a haircut, but it's more of a need than essential oils or LuLaRoe.
And guess what? It's almost like it's a monthly cost that happens. Like, because I have to go to my beautician, to my hairstylist, at least once every 6 weeks. So PS, very similar model in the sense that you have to reach out and sell your services to your friends.
I mean, no, you do not have to. It is not essential. You do not, once you become a hairstylist or whatever, you do not have to sell your talents to your friends. You do not have to.
Okay, next. So let's talk about going to dental hygienist school. This is another one that I hear all the time. I'm going to go to dental hygienist school and they make great money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the average cost just to go to school before you get a job is $15,000. So if you think about like, let's start an essential oil business. Okay. Let's say, oh, let's go big. Let's say we're going to spend $150 per month. Okay. So we're going to take $15,000 and divide that by $150 per month on our business. That's 100 months. Let's divide that by 12. That's 8 years. You could, in that time, be building a $16,000, $16,000 to $35,000 monthly check if you chose to do an essential oil business. Now, it does take time. You know, you're looking at time on top of that. If you go to a university, it's $12,000. Community college, $4,000. There's instruments, there's uniforms, textbooks, there's tuition, all this stuff. Okay, so it can be pricey to go to dental hygienist school,
but it benefits you once you graduate. And I looked this up, and I mean, of course, it all depends, but dental hygienists make between, I think it was $55,000 and $100,000 a year. And the great thing about that is that you don't have to recruit anyone. Weird how the recruiting is never brought up, but it is essential in doTERRA. She's just talking about, you know, look at this times this is how much you can make. It's like, okay, well, how much do I need to sell in order to achieve these numbers? And she's like, well, you could go to school, or you could spend a bunch of money in doTERRA and potentially, maybe, who knows, make $200,000 a year in 4 years. And it's like, I don't know. To me, a dental hygienist, if you go to school, you pay the money, you do the work, guaranteed. I almost called it LuLaRoe. doTERRA, you put in a bunch of time, a bunch of money, and it's still not guaranteed that you will even see a return on your investment.
And yeah, they make great money, but how long is it going to take you to get to that point? Okay, the next one I want to highlight is medical coding or billing. Okay, you guys, I hear this one all the time. I just want to be a medical biller at home or a coder. And so what does it cost to be?
Another great option that people can do from home. And yes, of course, anything is going to cost money. And starting up an MLM business broken down like this, yeah, it's going to be cheaper. But is it beneficial in the long run? No.
Become this. Okay, let's look at this. So there isn't a clear-cut answer how much medical coding and billing training costs because tuition varies dramatically by school. But on average, the published price at public in-district community colleges is $3,400 yearly.
That's really not bad at all. That is so not bad.
Okay, to get that. Now, let's see. Specialist certificate is $46 per unit, so about $890. However, colleges typically charge between $4,000 to $19,000 for a medical coding and
still not bad. College is insanely expensive, but if you get through it and you do it, it's usually always beneficial.
Billing certificate. Don't forget you have to sit for the exam, which costs another $298.
But again, at least doing these exams and sitting through these classes benefit you in the long run, unlike wasting your time on team calls, hearing the same thing over and over when the end result is recruit more people.
And then there's the membership, which the annual membership, which is $125. You guys, people complain about buying a membership with doTERRA. Hello, like they're doing the same exact thing, and it's like 100 times more. Well, not 100. It's $100 more to renew. Our renewal is $25. This renewal is
I don't think there should be a renewal, but that's just me.
$125. And then you got to go out and hustle and find, you know, like a job and figure out how to do that at home. I mean, it's like the same. Like here's the thing that I struggle with the most. People are like, I don't know how to work from home. I don't know how to talk to people. Well, you have to do all that stuff to find jobs. Like, especially if you're going to work.
It's so different. It's so different.
Home, you got to reach out, find a company that will take you, that will get to know you. Like you can do that and share essential oils and make so much more. I just have to go back to this. And just remind you that if you were to own a Subway restaurant, guess what? You would ask your friends and family to come. And P.S., you would also say, hey, tell all your friends and family that I'm open. Like, sometimes my mind is blown when people give network marketing such a hard time. I'm like, hello, you work at a business. P.S., there's a president. P.S., there are vice presidents. P.S., there are workers under there. What does that look like? That looks like a pyramid.
Yeah, but you know what's great is that the people at the bottom, they get paid when they're there. They get paid for the hours they put in. You can work doTERRA. You could work 24 hours a day and still see no money. And also, they don't require the employees to spend $100 in products each month.
It's making the most. The guy at the top. The beautiful thing about network marketing is, especially doTERRA, you don't have to be the guy at the top to be making the most. You could be 5 levels down and be making more than the guy at the top. It's amazing.
Really? You can be 5 levels down and be making more than the CEO of doTERRA. Yeah, we obviously, you know what? Yeah, obviously, because that's a very common thing.
So I just have to laugh when people get all these preconceived notions like, oh my gosh, network marketing is so hard and I'd rather do something else. I'd rather go to dental school. Yeah, sure. Spend some time, go and become a dental hygienist. It's going to cost you a ton of money. Starting a doTERRA business is way cheaper. Oh, wait, no, you want to go to beauty school? P.S. Yeah, that's going to take a couple years as well.
Who hurt her? She's really worked up about this.
Oh, wait, no, let's do medical coding and medical billing. P.S. That's going to take a while and way more money than it is to start a doTERRA business.
Again, if it was just so easy and only $1,500 a year and then you were making $200,000 in a few years and that was common, and I know they just blame the people for not working hard enough. That's clearly not the issue.
The strange thing is that in our society, for some reason, like it's okay for us to go and give our money to an institution, a school, which I'm totally for getting degrees. This is not a slam.
Obviously not. You are definitely hating on that. You are clearly maybe tried to recruit people who are in school and they're like, oh, I'm going to school for this. I'd rather do this. And they're like, I don't understand. If it was really that great, people would be leaving school to be in MLMs.
Degrees. This is just like, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're looking for something to do to free up your time, the last thing you want to do is go and leave your family for a year, 2, 3 to get a certificate that then you need to go and bust your rear.
You act like they leave, like they're like going to a different country, and maybe some are, I don't know, or a different state or whatever to get this degree. They're going to school, and you can do a lot of these programs online. So, you know, and okay.
To find people that you can do hair for, that you can find people that you can medical code for. Like, why not take that time and slowly share a product that has a lasting impact and you can build a residual income so that you have time freedom, so that you're not stuck in the chair. Like, that's the hard thing about being a hairstylist or being a psychologist or a medical coder. In order to make money, you have to be sitting in the chair doing this stuff.
But what is knocking on DM doors and asking people on Facebook and Instagram to join this business with you? You're sitting in a chair. I don't get it.
You build a doTERRA business, you have time flexibility. And so you don't have to be sitting in the chair to be making money. I can be on vacation with my family for 4 weeks and I still get paid the next month. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. I don't have to take vacation time. My business just continues. And it's so awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. If you are interested in becoming a doTERRA business partner of mine, I would love to link arms with you and help walk you through how you can find financial freedom growing an essential oil business. It's not going to happen overnight. Like, you cannot expect it to happen overnight. Just like you cannot expect a medical coding degree or a cosmetology degree overnight. It's going to take time, but in the amount of time that it would take you to get that certificate, you can be making so much more. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was super helpful. I would love to have you become one of my essential oil business partners. If this is something that interests you, comment in the comments below or reach out to me. I've got my email in the description below. I would love to connect with you and chat with you about the awesome potential that you have partnering with doTERRA and me.
Bye, doTERRA lady. Wow, that was... She clearly is not a big fan of school, because I find it interesting that she talks about how much it costs to go to school, but she didn't say how much on average you earn as a salary each year when you have that degree. And that doesn't just come with you just get money whoop-de-doo, even though that's the most important thing. It comes with all of the benefits. It comes with vacation time. I know they hate on that, oh, you can't just leave for 4 weeks. Honestly, how many people just want to leave for 4 weeks? Not many. It's not very common. But, 2 weeks is 2 weeks is 2 weeks. And it's paid, and you're not forced to buy the product of whatever company you're working for. You're not forced to drag your friends and family into it. And I get her example of you would invite your friends and family to a restaurant if you opened it up. Yes, of course you would, but you are not dependent on them becoming employees of that restaurant. You usually want people who are qualified, but that's the thing, is that in MLMs, there's no qualification. There's literally nothing. You need absolutely no degree, no anything. You just say, I love these essential oils. They help me with my stress and my anxiety and my depression, which is all. I hate that they do that, because you cannot make these claims, but they do, because anything to get anyone to join underneath them so that they can climb up in the ranks and hopefully maybe achieve some livable income. But if you just spent the money and went to school, you'd have a livable income. Yes, it is expensive to go to school. We all know that. But it's a lot better to go to school, put in the work, get the degree, and have a career than it is trying to shill essential oils to your friends and family on Facebook. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk all things doTERRA in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!